Okay, so for question 2, we'd like to give a proof via natural deduction of this equation here. So, much like we usually do, we write our goal down the bottom, and then we have to try and work our way towards it. So, the target we're trying to find has an implication in it, so the only way to prove it is to assume the left-hand side, and then derive the right-hand side. So we assume the left-hand side, not A and not B. We attempt to derive the right-hand side, not A or B. Okay, well, we have not A and we have not B, so we can easily split this up into not A and not B. Alright? Now, how are we going to get to not A or B? Well, I'm not entirely sure. So one good tactic is when you're trying to prove a negation is to assume the opposite and derive a contradiction. So we assume the opposite, which is A or B, and we try and derive false. Right? Because if we assume A or B and derive false, it must have been that this assumption was incorrect, and therefore the correct statement was not A or B. So how are we going to get from here to false? We can use OR elimination. So by assuming A, getting false, assuming B, getting false, therefore we can get false. So we assume A, and then these two statements immediately contradict each other. We try and assume B, and then the same thing, therefore false. And so now we have to fill in our rules. So we put in our line numbers. And then we fill in the rules. So this was an assumption, this was AND elimination, line 1, AND elimination, line 1, this was an assumption, and so was this. This is a not elimination by lines 2 and 5. This was an assumption, this was not elimination, lines 3 and 7. We assumed A, we got false. We assumed B, we got false. We know that one of them has to be true, therefore false. By OR elimination, line 4, line 5 through 6, line 7 through 8. We assumed A or B. We obtained a contradiction, therefore not A or B, by not introduction, lines 4 through 9. We assumed this term here. We got this term here. Therefore, the first term implies a second term by implication introduction, lines 1 through 10.